Hello everyone, my name is Derbenschnauf, but you may call me D, and today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on drawing hands. Now, I've recently kind of figured out, I guess the hurdle to drawing hands, finally! But I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm still learning. I'm not a professional at all. I remember very well what it's like to only be able to draw stick figure hands and hiding the hands behind the back, so I think I know very well what it's like to be there, so I know the struggles people are still going through. So I'm going to give you the tips and tricks that I did that really helped me personally. I feel like it's a very unique way maybe, but the way I really learned how to do it is because I really wanted to do a drawing, but I wanted there to be lots of hands. But the problem is I was kind of just okay at drawing hands. So what I did instead of drawing very detailed hands is I drew some shadow, blocked out, completely black hands, completely silhouetted, and it turned out looking very nice, and I was very surprised. From that point forward, drawing shadow hands in my art became kind of a thing because, oh my god, I can finally draw hands that are in 3 positions. From there, it became significantly easier to make the more detailed hands blocked out because I was used to what the shape looked like and what it felt like, and if I'm struggling with a hand, I will block it out as a shadow hand first and then trace over it. I'm gonna break down that process for me and hopefully it might be useful for you. So I'll take a very dark color, maybe not completely black, and usually I go with a kind of rectangle shape, a little longer this way and a little shorter this way. And then I add a little triangle here, and this is where the thumb will be. And then I kind of do an arc this way. Then the fingers are just kind of willy-nilly. I usually do just half bends unless I need a very specific pinky bend or they're holding something. It just flows a little better for me. Also, for reference, I have very chubby hands, which made using my hands as a reference a little more difficult. And when I bend my finger in 3 ways, it just kind of looks like this. So the one bend for me is kind of just how my hands look. Again, that's just something that I need to learn, but I think it looks pretty okay. For the thumb, I usually go straight out. And I kind of have this rhomboid, trapezoid shape. And then I go inward like this. And that's kind of a stylized thumb for me. It looks nice for me. It's not super realistic, but I think it gives off a nice comic book style. And then the fingers are where this is really helpful. So just in general, I usually just do all this in black. I make the square and everything in black. And then for the fingers, I just start out with one thick line, just to get the feel of it. That doesn't look very good, so now you just build on it. You make them thicker. And then right here, that gap is probably just gonna disappear and it'll look okay because it's a silhouette. And then I usually just add a little piece in between here so the fingers don't look like that. They look like this. And so that's a pretty okay hand compared to what I used to draw. So let's try it out. Again, I usually just start with a line. This is an action line. I want the hand to go and the arm to go this way. So we'll have a square here maybe. And then let's say I want the thumb on this side. Then pop. And then we'll have the fingers straight. We'll just kind of have the fingers leading into that. And then thicken this up. And then from there, I was able to kind of realize, oh, I can just turn this into a hand by lowering the opacity and just kind of tracing over that shape and adding in the details where I want it. This is a very rough sketch, but you kind of get the gist. And then you just start adding in the details, fixing things that might look weird. Say this finger looks weird pointing out, just curve that in. Maybe I want this pinky to go out. And then I lower the opacity again, and then I do the actual line work. What this really helped me with is getting different positions, because I used to only draw like this. They were very round and chubby, and it just didn't look very natural. In this way, I'm able to make it look nice, because in general, when you're doing artwork, you want to add a silhouette to see if it looks nice, because if the artwork looks good in silhouette, it'll look good also in out of silhouette. It's kind of a rule of thumb that you learn. But I'm doing this very quickly, so it just looks kind of meh. But I will show some of my other hand drawings of me using just the same theory and how it works. I will go over how to do hands from the side view, because that's a little difficult. But this is kind of how I really got into the groove of getting my hand to realize the shape of the fingers. And it doesn't always turn out perfect, but I personally really like it. So if I'm gonna do a side hand, I start with the flat, that's the top of the hand, and then I have this area, this is gonna be the thumb. You know, add a little thickness here because your hand isn't just straight. Thumb is still the same thing. You know, just whatever shape there, and then attach it. And then the fingers just come out of this area. So a lot of them are probably gonna overlap. And that's what makes drawing the side view a little difficult sometimes, is that all the fingers overlap. And so the silhouette can get really funky looking really quickly. So usually with side hands, I usually have to redo them a few times, because unlike when it's the palm straight at the camera or the back of the hand straight at the camera, the hands aren't separate at all times. Like there's no like gap between the fingers very clearly. A lot of them are overlapping. And I also have the problem of I always make the hand too long. So usually I just shorten it down like this, or because it's usually the palm, I'll just grab the palm and shorten that. It's just a common thing I have. Some people might make them too short. Some people just might make them good the first time. I hope that was helpful. I know my drawings were a little janky because I was doing them very quickly. But if you guys try it out, let me know if it works for you, because it worked for me and I've never seen anyone else really do it. At the end of this video, there will be some other tutorials I did and a speed paint I did. I plan on making more tutorials and more speed paints, so if you like that, subscribe. And if you liked my tutorial, I guess, let me know in the comments if this worked for you. I'm very bad with outros, my apologies. But thank you for watching, and enjoy your day.
'Cause I can't do shit right, I can't learn my lesson. I can't do shit right, take antidepressants. Illness and welfare robbed my adolescence. My